Welcome to Yes Offense. Trigger warning, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it. This podcast will feature graphic language about sex, race, violence, and anything else that might make people uncomfortable. However, this is a comedy podcast, and everything and anything talked about on it should be viewed as an attempt at humor. Like, if you hear anything on this podcast you don't agree with or like, please just turn it off. No one on here is a politician or actually affecting the way you live. So if you genuinely have a problem with anything said on here, redirect your energy at a real issue going on in the real world. Now let's get into the show.
It does.
I try, man. I bike it everywhere. I take it into the city.
Really?
It's like Mad Max out there, dude.
I know. You don't get worried about someone stealing that shit?
I have the lock and everything on it.
Yeah, you don't worry about someone cutting the lock?
Dude, I can't think about that.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I've seen videos of the people like with the zzz and they come up, but I'm like, I mean, you have to have, that's a whole operation, so the chances of them coming by me, relatively slim, but.
Does happen, though.
I know. I don't talk about her, dude.
It was a trek. Someone on my street the other day put one out. It looked good from far away, and it said free bike, and then the tire, it was so fucked up. I was like,
damn,
what a shame.
No,
they just beat the shit out of it.
In the city, I mean, I find bikes with like wheels missing. Mm-hmm. I have a whole system to keep it from getting stolen.
Yeah,
I'm more worried about just getting clipped, dude, by some dude on a fucking moped.
Yeah.
They just come in the bike lane.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
I know. I used to, dude, during the pandemic, dude, I would fucking city bike everywhere when there's no traffic, and now I don't do it as often because it's just traffic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, these fucking food delivery drivers, dude.
I do like, that set you off.
Dude, yeah, because it's like they fucking, dude, they don't listen to anything. They drive on the fucking sidewalks, and like, listen, I get it. Like, you got a job to do, fine, all right? I have 7 jobs, all right? I get it, you know? But it's like they drive the wrong way on those fucking things. They're all over the place. It's like there's no like there's just like no rules for them. It's bullshit.
And not to like to really hit the nail on the head, but they're clearly, a lot of them are from another country where the laws on the road are that
100%.
And they look at you like, dude, relax, I know what I'm doing. And it's like, we don't do that here. You're not supposed to come up on the sidewalk with your moped and almost hit me.
Or on the sidewalk.
At all.
That's the shit that pissed me off is on the side. I had a guy the other day he like rang his bell at me on the sidewalk, and I'm like, dude, I'm on the fucking sidewalk right now. And he's like, what did you say to me? I said, I'm on the fucking side. And then he just, of course, he goes into the street and goes around me. But it's like, are you serious right now, dude?
When I first moved here, it was like the first, New York moment, whatever, the thing where I was like, oh yeah, this is a very different place, is when 2 guys, Hispanic or Asian, came down towards me on a moped, and as they came by me, they called me the N-word, and I said, well, I don't know what their political leanings are, but they're probably interesting.
Political leanings, retarded and ignorant. That's what that is.
And they didn't say it like directed at me like you're that. They just said it like, haha, and I was just like, thanks, man. I'm
who cares? Say what you want. It's not like it matters. Like when someone calls me the N-word or calls you the N-word, it's not like it evokes generational anger. So it's like, who cares? You know what I mean?
It's not like, like I'm saying too, I don't think they meant it sinisterly, and it's not with an ER. They just said it to me, and I was like, guys, I'm just trying to get to my apartment.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on.
I hear that. Where'd you move here from?
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Connecticut, good old 2 hours away.
You didn't go anywhere, you didn't live anywhere else other than Connecticut and New York?
Nope, just Connecticut, and now I live here.
Nice.
I've lived in different parts of Connecticut.
Yeah.
But that's it, that's here. But before we go any further, guys, my guest, Ryan O'Toole, is on the pod.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hell yeah, dude. And yeah, man, we're getting right into it. Oh, that's embarrassing.
Who cares? Honestly, if my phone broke, I don't want to wish the best, but I don't want to look at it as much, you know?
So, yeah, man. No, fuck, dude. I'm on my phone way too much. I try not to be on social media as much as I am, and I'm addicted.
Yeah.
I can't even stop it.
Yeah.
But you're also not from here. You're from
Boston.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I know. Surrounding areas of Boston as well.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know?
That's where the greats are from, though, dude. Like all the great comics, when you break it down, like the best.
Yeah, I mean, really, people that are great in most things from there because it's the oldest part of this country. So it makes sense. We've had our civilization is a bit more developed than the rest of the country. So just because we've been here longer, no fault of anyone.
Yeah, dude, I feel the pride seeping out of you.
Yeah, I do. I love where I'm from.
I've been to Boston. I do love it. A lady friend used to have I really liked her. She moved out there, and it is what it is.
I love it, but I don't miss. I miss it now. Like I'm like, oh shit, I want to go home sometimes. Especially now with like the Celtics and Bruins and the playoffs and stuff. I want to watch with my friends and my fam and stuff. But I lived there long enough. You know what I mean? I lived there long enough.
I get it. I went there. Oh fuck, I had a thing with it. I feel like I was there during an event, and now I can't remember what it was. Fuck. Yeah. Like, not the Boston bombing.
Super Bowl, World Series.
No. Fuck. I was there, though.
Election.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of another city. I've had good times in Boston, though. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, it's a cool city.
Of Boston.
It's a cool city.
As a kid who grew up watching the Boondock Saints a lot, too, that was like...
Yeah.
Is that like hack for you guys? You guys just like over the Boondock Saints?
I mean, me personally, I don't care, but I see a lot of people embrace that dumb shit, dude. Like, I always thought when like Saturday Night Live makes fun of Boston or whatever, any of these shows, and it's like some fucking Dunkin' Donuts drinking retard, I'm always like, this isn't like... To me, it's just usually more like there's been some funny things, but a lot of times I'm like, this is just stupid. But then I like see people really now, like maybe it's because anyone can like be a fucking character or whatever, but I see so many people playing into it and leaning into it, which is whatever, do what you got to do. But I mean, I don't really care.
Yeah. Where I'm from, dude, like when people talk about Dunkin' and they're saying it's a Boston thing, where I'm from, there's Dunkin' Donuts everywhere. In my town I went to high school in, it's like there's a main street, not that many shops at all, like 20 across the main.
Yeah.
It's like a mile or two through the town. There's 2 Dunkin' Donuts on it. 2. You know what I mean? So I'm like ingrained with Dunkin' Donuts. I never really associated it so much with Boston, but I guess.
I like it's funny how people do like I get it, like there's a lot, it's from there. It started in Quincy, so it's like it makes sense why it is, but it's like you go to New York and it's like there's a fucking Dunkin' Donuts everywhere in New York too. I mean, there must be 200 in the city of New York.
Definitely. I feel like they're more of a Starbucks people out here, but maybe.
I don't like either of them, so I don't fucking give a shit, dude. I'm like, who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? It's like Dunkin' Donuts. Like, there was a Dunkin' Donuts in Salty when I was a kid that like actually made the donuts in there, and they were fucking bomb, dude. Like, they were so goddamn good, especially early in the morning. But like now, it's like they're whatever. I like donuts. I like coffee. I like but Dunkin' Donuts, I don't want to really eat that
unless it's free. Like at an office party, you're like, I'll have a chocolate
That's pretty much the only way I consume Dunkin' Donuts is if it's free stuff.
Same, dude. I'm big on, I love donuts like so much. They're like my favorite like sweet or whatever. And I love a local donut place.
Yes.
And I don't know how much further you lived or have traveled outside of Boston in Massachusetts, but there's this place I think in Western Springfield called Donut Dip.
Never heard of it.
It's the best, dude. They have a huge sign you can see from the highway. They also, the bakery is there. You can see it. You walk in, and it's behind glass like doors, but it's right there. And dude, I've told this story I think on the pod before, but they make belly busters, which are massive donuts like the size of a cake. Damn. And they make them there, and you buy them. You can call in advance and get one, or they sell like 3 or 4 a day. They always sell out. And one time I went and I showed up and they had a big glazed belly buster. It's a massive glazed donut. And I was like, can I get that? And they go, yeah, of course. And I go, I wish they could just put chocolate frosting on it. I bet you it would be even better. And they go, well, we can do that. We'll just take it in the back. I go, like, no extra charge? They go, no, it's just.
Fuck yeah.
And I was like,
How good was it?
It was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, it's because the frosting it's donut frosting, but it's not like Dunkin' Donuts where it like solidifies.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
know what you mean.
You can like, it's real chocolate, dude. It's so
There's a place called Cane's. Have you ever had Cane's?
No.
It's in like Saugus, I think.
Is this Mass?
Yeah, Saugus, Massachusetts.
I'm gonna write it down after. Phone's over there.
Cane's. It's in Saugus. And the donuts are fucking phenomenal, dude. It's like that. It's like you get a chocolate frosted donut. It's real chocolate frosted. It's fucking amazing donut.
Duck Donuts, also, they're on the outskirts of the city here, and they're on the very outskirts. I think there's one in Queens, too, but, like, deep, you know?
Yeah.
And those, they do, like, the donuts they're, like, the size of a Dunkin', maybe a little smaller than a Dunkin' Donuts donut, but they make them right in front of you. Like, it's right there.
Yeah.
And there's, like, you know, peanuts. The toppings are insane. They have all variations of, like, Oreo donut. And
I love good donuts. I'm like, I don't eat them too often. But when I get a good donut, I fucking love it.
I might have a problem.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're going to
You're not overweight, so who cares?
That's right. Real talk. That's right. Real talk for that one, dude. Yeah, man. So, Ryan, dude, I've met you. We met briefly doing open mics and just passing, but we never really hung out, dude. And when we went to a show one time, you and I were both on it. We were hanging out at it. It got canceled, and I was like, "This sucks," because we go to a show and it gets canceled. I was like, "Yeah, we haven't really talked much, but we did." Then at the canceled show, I don't know how it got brought up, but we talked about The Wire for like an hour.
Yeah, it's my favorite TV show of all time, dude.
I remember that night just because I was like, yo, I'm not happy I didn't do stand-up, but it's been a while since I talked about The Wire.
Yeah, oh man, The Wire, it's my favorite show.
I think I told you that night too, but me and my boys and I, we smoked mad weed together and sold it.
Yeah.
Like, not like in pounds or anything, but we sold a lot of it. Like, we'd pick up a pound and then, like, break it down.
A pound of weed. Nice.
Yeah, but nothing crazy, dude. Like, I wish I sold pounds in hindsight. You know what I mean?
Why?
Because way more money.
Yeah, but, I mean...
The risk. Yeah, high. But...
Especially in Connecticut. They don't put up with that stuff, right?
That's my alarm.
That's your cell phone alarm?
Back then they didn't. Oh, no. Why would it do that? There we go. Okay.
Yay. No problema.
Goddamn alarm.
Yeah,
okay. No, dude. So back then, I mean, I've been arrested for selling weed. So
really?
It was. Yeah. It would have been worse if I got caught with pounds.
Yeah. How much weed did you have on you when you got caught?
I had an ounce, but they caught me with like everything. Like I had like a whole
scale?
kit. Yeah, I had a whole kit on me, and they were just like
That's what distribution, right?
Yeah, and then they were like, essentially they kind of just twisted my arm and were like, dude, this is gonna go, like, we have you dead to rights, so we're gonna search your house. You can either let us search it or we're gonna like go in there and like destroy your mom's house. And I was like, all right, just take my shit, because there's nothing.
What happened?
They just went to my apartment.
How'd you get caught?
A girl I was selling weed to just ratted me out.
What a cunt!
I know, dude. I hate her, dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 100%.
Why'd she do that?
I'm pretty sure at the time, like, not confirmed, none of this. Like, I never confronted her because it's like I'm not gonna get in trouble for like I don't know. I witnessed. I don't know what it is. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is to confront someone to be like, "You get me arrested," but I'm pretty sure she got popped for like just having weed, and they were like,
"When is this? A long time?
This
ago?
is like 10 plus years ago. Yeah, this is
When weed wasn't cool.
2012.
Yeah.
2013. It's 2013. Yeah, or what?
What a fucking idiot.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But it is what it is. It set me on a different path than I intended, and now
what
I'm
a
here.
retard! Just keep your mouth shut. It doesn't matter. Like, it's fucking weed, dude.
I know. It's
So what happened? You got arrested, and then what
Probation.
happened? So dumb for weed. Now
money,
you could go and buy, and I could go buy an ounce of weed right now.
Dude, I literally went. Yeah, dude. I bought a $15 eighth yesterday. You know, I used to sell eighths for $60. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, who knows if what you get in is real weed? That's what you got to watch.
I
That's
hope
like
it
the
is, dude.
real problem.
It
now.
seems real.
Really? You tested it out?
I'll show you it after.
Yeah,
but
go for a ride.
It is, dude. Though it is a fucking out here. It is a trip of like. I like order tacos, dude, and like smoke a joint waiting for them, and they're never like, oh, put it out or anything. It's just. It's in the street anywhere.
It's everywhere.
Now.
It's like really. It's. I mean, it's ridiculous. People still get in trouble for weed when you can buy it at stores. Like, you know, like the fact is, like people. I mean, the whole like Brittany Griner thing a couple years ago. Like she brought weed to Russia, which was the dumbest thing anyone could ever do. On the verge of Russia being like, "Hey, we're gonna blow up the whole world except Russia." She goes over there with weed like a moron. But everyone was making a big deal about bringing her back. It's like, what about the people locked up in fucking New York and Massachusetts, in America, that have weed, where now it's legal? I'm like, who gives a shit about this fucking idiot? Which don't get me wrong, free everybody, but like, come on, dude.
It's a weird thing too, dude, where it's like things become legal like that, and those people are like still in there because it's like, well, no, you have a sentence, and it's like, dude, but the thing is,
I know
it should just be the day the thing is legal. They're like, all right, all these charges are just void.
Yeah, 100%.
It shouldn't even be an argument, dude.
I don't ever understood. I mean, obviously, I'm from like, we're from a younger time, but it's like even back in like why weed was ever illegal. It's like
it's confusing.
It's not like how weed is, I guess, still legal in some places, and booze isn't. Like booze is fucking nuts. Like, you can't tell me booze isn't a worse drug than weed.
Yeah.
Not saying, like, weed's good for you and, like, you could be a burnout and, like, all that stuff, but drinking? Like,
yeah, man. Well, it's socially acceptable, and it's everywhere, and you're also kind of... Like, I tell people I don't really drink. I drink, but I don't drink often. And even people look at me weird about that. They're like, what do you mean? Like,
fuck them.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's also people who drink.
I don't think people... yeah. What? Go ahead.
People who... No, you're good. People who drink also have this thing of... It's because it's socially acceptable that they're better. Like, being an alcoholic is either better or cooler. Like, I have people who are like, dude, like, weed sucks. It's a lame thing to be... into. It's just like, just drink, do something real. And it's like, you want me to do something that'll actually like ruin my life, or I've seen it ruin.
Yeah, it's
just
not for
lives.
Everybody. You know what I mean? It's same with drinking. It's like drinking ain't for everybody.
Yeah, dude. I grew up not drinking. It's like my parents. They didn't drink. Like, I never saw them drunk, but they would drink and they would bring me to bars. So it's like I don't glorify drinking.
Nothing's
the way
exciting about it.
Not at all, dude. I've had drunk conversations with adults as a youth, like them being like, "Hey, kid, when you grow up, make sure you don't marry the wrong woman." And you're just sitting there, and you're like, "Okay, like,
you're
I'm
a fucking
5.
idiot, dude." Yeah,
I'm sitting there being like, "Dude, it's all, especially that age. You're like, you're drunk. I wouldn't marry you either.
Yeah. You can't even walk in a straight line right now.
So fucking embarrassing, dude.
Yeah."
And then when you grow up and you're like, oh, I get it now, but you're also like, I'm not that guy. Yeah. I am a wicked stoner, though. I smoke way too much.
Yeah.
Talked about it. I'm trying to slow down, but I'm not. It's not working.
Well, if you just bought an eighth of weed.
I know. You know what's sad, dude? This is how bad it is. I had weed at my apartment, but I wasn't going to make it home before I went to the show. I was going to go
You're addicted.
and party at, so I was like, I'm going to make sure I have weed.
You're addicted.
Didn't even use the weed.
Just like those people who used to always say you can't get addicted to weed. I always thought they were.
Oh, yeah.
That was the thing. Is like, there's always more on. Yeah, honey, you get addicted to fucking granola bars. That's the thing. It's like people. The thing that's so dumb about weed being illegal is you. For the most time, the loudest voices were always just like the extremists on both sides, being like, "Oh, you can't get addicted to weed. I'm more creative." And then the opposite is, "Oh, you're a fucking junkie. You're smoking dope." And you know, and I was like, really, it's neither of those people are correct at all. They're both wrong. Yeah. You know, like, in some cases, sure. In some cases, you're addicted to weed. Mm-hmm. Some people, but it's just difference,
Yeah, well, people, when they say addiction too, you think like, oh, needles, like dirty, like teeth falling out. It's like, it's just, if you can't function, but if your like routine is based around
you're addicted to it.
Addicted.
Same with food or anything else. You know what I mean? Like, but I think that's kind of gone away. I think people realize you could be addicted to weed
easily, dude. Especially with it being legal, dude. When you can just go out and like, people say to me, they go, Luke Davis said this to me. Shout out to Luke Davis, love him. He was like, I've never seen you not smoking weed, and I was like, fuck. It just like kind of like ripped through my skull when I said that. He said that to me. I was like, that's true, dude. I do, like, anytime I'm like, I leave a venue or something and I'm walking somewhere, I'm like, I could smoke and I'll smoke. I'm trying, but I don't know. I'll get there one day.
Yeah, or
when I meet the right, or I won't. When I meet either the right woman or the woman who doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe sometimes like I go through phases with it where I'm like, sometimes I'm like, I fucking smoke way too much, and then I'm just like, I'm so tired of this. You know? Yeah. That's kind of like my relationship with weed. I enjoy it at times, like I like doing it and like working out and stuff. And
yeah, dude,
that's cool. But like,
surprisingly,
yeah, but like it fucks with my sleep a lot. It's like there's certain things to it where it kind of bothers me a little bit. But
I never thought because I used to run. I never thought I'd smoke weed and then go for a run, and it was like the best. And bike riding too, dude. I'll take it. Just
my favorite, dude.
Take a little rip, dude, and nothing crazy. Like I'm not I want to smoke a joint. It's like take one rip out of the bowl.
Yep.
Get it nice, fill the lungs.
100%. That's one of my favorites, dude. Woo. Back home, there's a trail, and it goes from like Peabody, Massachusetts to I don't even know where, like some other cities up there, all the way up to like Topsfield, Mass. Like it's, I mean,
is it through woods and stuff?
Yeah,
all right. I love those,
dope, dude. You go through like lakes, ponds, and shit, dude. And when I went home during COVID, I had this sick bike. And I would just fucking smoke and ride the whole day. It was fucking amazing, bro. I'd go early in the morning, dude. I'd be gone for like 7 hours. All I would do, because then you get into like, I'd go into like these random towns and like there'd be like a pizza place. Or, like, just like some shit I would find to eat. And then
it's the best thing about New York, too,
fun.
Dude. I'd be cruising around and I'm like, I'm hungry. And I'll pull over, just get on it, wait a half hour and just keep going.
Yeah, riding bikes rules.
Do you like Star Wars?
Not really.
Damn, because that's
not really. I like the original ones I liked when I was a kid, but like
because Return of the Jedi, you know the speeder bikes.
Yeah.
When I get too high,
those are cool.
When I get too high, I'm like,
that's like the third one, right?
Yeah.
That was cool.
I go kid mode in my head when that happens. Sometimes I'm like, stop, you're an adult, but I imagine I'm on a speed bike sometimes.
Yeah, fuck it.
I thought also like. I've talked about this on the pod before. Like, I'm 30. I'm just turned 32 yesterday.
HBD.
Yeah, thank you, man. And it still happens, dude. I thought when I was younger, I used to like. I have major ADHD, whatever it is, whatever the thing is, where you can't. If it's boring, you just think about nonsense. That's kind of what I do.
I think that's everybody.
Yeah, but yes. But even as, I don't know, like in school, that was like a major issue. Like my teachers were like, you need to pay attention. I'm like, you're boring. I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I just think. But when I was younger, I used to have a wild imagination where almost anywhere I went, I'd be like, oh, what if aliens showed up? Or what if ninjas showed up? Or what if a dinosaur showed up? And I still have that to this day. Like every once in a while, I'll be sitting in the park baked and I'll be like, what if a T-Rex just ran through here and ate everyone? Just started eating people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I thought he'd be gone. You know what I mean? But
I think that. I'm always like, when I'm on the train, I'm like, what happens if some dude has like a bomb in his backpack or like a gun?
Will I be? Yeah, you want to be the action movie star, but you probably
just want to get the fuck out.
Yeah, you just get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want. I see sketchy looking people on the train. I get up and leave. I'm like, fuck that.
I move trains. If it smells weird, I always move.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to be next to some fucking vagrant. You know what I mean? Homeless people just shitting and pissing on themselves. Are like, fucking get them off the train. I don't want to deal with this shit.
You should have like the dudes from Fallout in the suit with a flamethrower just come on and be like, not really. I don't really think they should be euthanized.
But if they could like suck them up in a vacuum or something and then drop them off in like Pennsylvania, do that. You know,
like, just suck them in.
Taking over New York City, the homeless people. You know
it's bad, dude.
Fucking. It's like I know it's always been like, oh yeah, there's homeless people, bro. It's like the last like year or two. It's like, god damn, more you motherfuckers than there are regular people.
Yeah, man. It's dude. There's some place like. There's some places in the city, there's mics where there's like a funnel of them. Like Black Cat, I don't know if you've ever...
Yeah, of course.
Dude, they come down there. Every time I go out there to just hang out, I'm out in the front. It's like I get asked for change at least 10 times. Like bare minimum 10 times. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, that's why I guess I'm dressed pretty nice right now, but usually my usual attire in the summertime is just like a wife beater and basketball shorts, and like... people usually won't ask me for shit.
That's nice.
Like especially like those like animal people or, like donate to the children. Like I'll fucking like they won't. I can usually most times they'll just skip me, which I like. You know what I mean? I got a guy yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was walking and he tries stopping me on the street. I get out of work. He's like, "Hey, can you?" I got to tell you something or something. He's trying to sell me some shit about kids in Africa or something. In the pamphlet, he had like a table and the pamphlet went flying. And it, like, followed me with the wind. Like, it followed me. I didn't touch it. I didn't knock it over. I'm not the reason it was there. And then he's, like, telling me to pick it up. Like, I didn't fucking pick this shit up. I go, no. I go, get someone else, dude. I'm like, come out and get it. But it was, like, on a busy street. Cars are coming. I'm like, sometimes I can't stand those fucking people, bro.
Dude. Oh, the only...
And I donate. The thing is, like, bro, I get shit sent to my house all the time. World Wildlife Foundation, certain fucking conservancies for Cape Cod, all that shit. I give money to places. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't, so I'm just like, it's nothing against those people. Do what you got to do. But it's like, fuck off. All right?
I'm the same way, dude. I don't have time in the street. They they're gonna catch. It's a rule of numbers, so you got to do it.
Yeah.
But unless they're super persistent, I'm not rude. Like, I was on the train the other day, and some woman just walked up, was like, "Excuse me, do you want to come to church with me?" And I was like, "Oh no, thanks, I'm not religious." She's like, "Oh, have a blessed day," and I was like.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not really rude unless they, like you said, if they keep, like one lady was in my neighborhood, this was a couple months ago, there's like some voting thing going on, and she kept asking me, she's like, "Are you a Democrat?" And I was like, "No," and then, but she did it like, I don't know, 4 days in a row, and I'm like, this lady and I was just like, "No, I'm a Republican, I hope Trump wins, the election was stolen, you guys voted 9 times," and I was just, then I walked away, and I'm like, why did I even fucking do that, you know what I mean? I'm like, why did I, but I was just like, I don't want to deal with, like, you know, she recognized me, you know?
Yeah, I'm surprised. Isn't the elections this year, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing crazy's happened. There's no like crazy stuff happening.
Not yet.
I'm not a political guy either, but I'm sick.
It'll heat up in the summertime.
Here it comes.
It will. It'll people start acting crazy in the summertime.
I'm excited for that because I've only known these comics out here. They're already crazy enough, but I've never known them politically crazy. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and morons.
I'm very excited for
morons.
what
A
some
bunch
of you have to
last
offer.
time a bunch of cokeheads were telling me why I need a vote for Joe Biden like 4 years. I had a person, right? I put my voter ballot on Instagram during the last election.
Yeah.
I just voted for like fucking. I wrote suck my fucking dick. Like I was all right. Hunter Biden, Kanye West. I wrote in. I was having people who I don't even know or follow message me about how I'm a disgrace.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping. I don't know, the communist regime, and I was like, you are a lunatic if you're contacting someone you don't even know. Like,
dude, I vocally don't vote. Like, I don't.
Yeah, fuck it.
I'm not
Who
going to
gives a
vote.
shit?
And everyone,
shit is rigged.
It is, and people literally come up to me when I say that, are like, "Oh, you don't have the right to complain." Then I go, "No, I do. I didn't choose any of this. I didn't choose to be born. Even if I had a choice in the matter." It doesn't matter. Like, it's proven that it doesn't matter.
Well, I'll vote. Like, I'll vote again. You know what I mean? But I'm not voting for Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or any of these fucking animals.
Not doing that.
You know what I mean?
And then when but you tell one of those stooges that, they go, "Well, you're just throwing your vote away," and you go, "What is it, dude? Either I have the choice and I get to make it, or it doesn't matter at all."
Real people understand that, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. A lot of these people aren't real people. You know what I mean? It's like, you're seeing it now. It's no one can, you know, I don't know.
It's weird now. Thanks. I mean, he's coming back, dude. I don't know who's going to win, but I don't care either because I just don't.
Yeah, it ain't going to affect me that much.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm too poor to, And they say, well, that mentality. I go, no, dude, I don't know. When you go to sign up for voting, dude, they say, do you register for Democrat or Republican? At least in Connecticut. And you're
independent, that's what you got to say.
Independent. And then they say, well, you can't vote in the election. Like in the actual
that
election.
ain't true. They might say that, but they're just lying to you.
Well,
they're all rigged. Like, when people have, like, it was crazy how a couple years ago people were like, you can't say the election was rigged. You can't. I'm like, bro, every
election's rigged.
Yeah, I guarantee you every single election
they're the best
been rigged.
I
guarantee you every single one is
whoever's the better at cheating wins.
Yes.
And I'm cool with that because they all
what
cheat.
it is. Yeah, exactly.
But the other thing that annoys me is when people are like, they're like, oh, your vote counts or whatever. I'm like, dude, I've seen the people who count the votes. They say the machines or whatever. It's like, I don't trust that thing.
I don't either.
I'm like, dude, I've put $1 into a vending machine and it's fucking been like, put more money in. You know what I'm just
100%.
saying? So
100%.
those machines are made by retards.
Yeah.
Who make this. So anyway, that's all I have to say politically. I really don't care about anything, dude.
Who cares?
Did you see I heard about this today. Did you hear about the protest? I'm sure you did. The protesting in fucking NYU.
Yeah, they're a bunch of retards, dude.
For real.
Like, yeah.
They
don't like it. This is the thing I don't understand about that. It's like they're fucking screaming about how like NYU spending their money. Don't fucking go there then. That's what I don't understand.
I know.
Bitching about all this shit. Stop. Listen, protest whatever the fuck you want, dude.
Yeah.
But it's like fucking yank your money out then if you don't like how they're spending it, dude.
Yeah, man. And it's also
college kids are retarded, dude. At the end of the day, they are. They're so dumb. They want to they bitch about like the whole debt. It's like, stop spending money to fucking go there, dude.
I sold drugs in college so I didn't have debt.
Where'd you go to college?
UConn.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I went to UConn. I got
National
expelled.
champions back to back. You got expelled from UConn?
Yeah, I got expelled from UConn.
Isn't that a really good school?
It's very good. It sucks, dude.
Damn.
It's not a good day.
Yeah, it was tough.
It was brutal, dude.
What were you selling?
Weed. It was drugs. Weed.
Oh, okay.
It was just a bunch of weed. But it was like, Dude, I remember.
Is this when you got arrested?
Yeah. It's the whole thing.
2013. They won the national champion.
Dude, it sucked so bad,
Did
bro.
they win the national
Yeah, they
championship?
rioted.
2013?
Everyone I went to school with was sharing videos like, this is the best day of my life.
Napier.
I was delivering pizza that night in Connecticut. Like, it was horrible, bro. I was so depressed.
That's tough.
Couldn't smoke weed because I was on probation. It was one of the worst.
Why, they drug tested you?
Oh, it was terrible, dude. But, dude, when I found out how much I owed, like, college debt-wise, and my parents were both like, we just got divorced, and...
how much did you owe?
Like, I think at the time, it was, like, around $20,000. It wasn't... not a lot, but enough. Like, for me, it was not good.
But see, the thing is you knew you were going to pay at least... That's the thing I don't understand about this whole debt thing. It's like everyone bitches...
with no interest. So I was like, I need to pay this sooner. So there's nothing. Because these kids... That was just 1 year of UConn, too, dude. You know what I mean? Where it was like...
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
So in my head, I'm like, all right, I got 2 years of this, but I got expelled. But I was like, I'm going to have 2 years of this. I need to make $40,000 in drug money before I graduate. Like, that was my plan. I'm like, I'm going to make... my nut, I'm going to pay it so when I graduate, I'm at zero. You know what I mean? I'm not getting rent, and then I'm like, I have to pay $1,000 a month also in student loans, because that's what a lot of these kids do. They're like, oh, I'm done with college. I'm going to get an apartment. They get it, and then they go, but I have student loans. And they go, too bad. And they go, oh, this is unnecessary. And you go, dude, you knew it was coming. You should have lived with your parents another year. Like, dude, that was my plan. When I graduated college, it's like, if I don't have enough money, I'm living with my mom for a year, and I'm going to literally tell her, like, hey, give me whatever bills you want me to pay, and then I'm going to just pay my student loans. Like, I'm going to hunker down. That was the plan. And it still did that, sort of, but with, like, really selling weed. Like, I had to. After I got expelled, I'm like, well, I have to sell it now because I have to pay for my lawyer and student loans. You think that sucks, students? Like,
so you kept selling weed after you got in trouble?
I had to, dude. I stopped for a little bit, and then they were like...
How much money were you making selling weed?
Back then, I can't... let's say I sold at least an ounce every other day, which at that time was like $300, $400, and I would make...
In profit?
No. I would make around $200 a profit per thing, though. At least. Let's say 1 to 2 per thing. So that's at least $300 a week, let's say, just profit of selling weed. And then I would use that to save up for college.
$300 a week?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
You're a fucking idiot.
I know, it's not a lot of money.
You could have just got a regular job.
I know.
Bro, are you
But I did have a regular
me?
job. But this is like, I'm saying...
$300 a week?
I'm saying average. Like, if you just bopping around. This is also like a 21-year-old, too. This is
I know, but still, I'm like, I understand.
Yeah. This is like
practically
stupid.
A child.
And that's also me being like, I'm thinking, like, I didn't spend a lot of it. I was saving it to, like, I was just making money so I could, like, bop around and, like, have fun and save money for my thing. And it would go through cycles. That was like that's like average. That's like an average week but I would like try to make as much as I could. So some weeks I could make like a close to like $700, $800 when I like really went hard, but you know, lazy. I didn't live by myself or anything. I lived at my mom's. It wasn't like I was paying bills. It was like, okay.
Did your mom know you were still selling weed when you were?
No one did really. My dad sort of picked up on it, where he was like, "What are you doing?"
Were they
like,
pissed at you when you got arrested and thrown out of school?
It was horrible. My mom was pissed. My dad was like upset because he sort of knew what was going on, but he was just upset that like everything got like it all went. So
Can you
poorly.
still get in trouble for weed at college?
Not for selling it, yes. For just
really, even though you can like buy it at the store and stuff.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to in college. You're not allowed. I mean, it's
what if you're 21? What if you're like a senior?
It's distributing. It's I think
colleges are so fucking stupid. I'm so glad I didn't go to that shit. Bro.
I wish I never went.
I'm so glad I didn't go to that shit.
For what I've done with my life, I kind of wish I never went to college.
Yeah, no shit. You thinking you're going to pay your way out with $300 a week, dude? Jesus
Well, I did
Christ.
end up paying. I have no debt, so.
Good, but I mean.
It did work.
Yeah. But that's the thing I don't understand. It's like, you're going to pay. Like, when you sign a loan, when you get a loan, you got to sign papers and shit. It's not just like fucking It's not like fucking De Niro drops money off at your door and then shakes you. I mean, it's practically what it is. Don't get me wrong. It's the same thing. But it's like, these people, it's like, dude, fucking forgive my shit. You know what I mean?
They tell you, though, too, in advance, dude. Like, I agree. My mom sat me down when we were filling out these loans. Was like, you do know you owe this money.
Yeah,
and
there's
I was
no
like,
accountability with that
what
shit.
do you mean? She's like, I'm not paying your student loans. I'm not paying. So, and then we did the math. She's like, you're going to owe this much money over this many years. And I was like, I can handle that. Because in my back of my mind, I'm like, if I sell a few more. I was like, I'll figure this out.
Yeah.
And I did. But again, I wish I went to pounds because I could have been making.
Yeah, then if you were selling pounds, though, you probably would have ended up in federal prison if you got caught.
Jail. Jail.
What's the jail in Connecticut? Danbury?
It's shit like that. Well, it's also like in Connecticut, it's not. Like, you got violent crimes are more what you go to jail for. Violent crimes.
You'll go to jail for selling pounds of weed in Connecticut.
I don't know, man.
Yes, you will.
I knew people who didn't. I knew people who did and didn't, I guess. Well,
for selling pounds of weed?
Prison and jail are different, too.
For selling pounds of weed?
Yeah.
Getting caught?
And because it's not evil. It's not, like, violent. And some of them, the people who had guns went to jail.
Yeah, of course.
They went to jail. But it's also like, they had guns because they got robbed before. It's like, this shit. I got robbed a few times, too. Never at gunpoint. Never at gunpoint. Just, like, people running off with an eighth and shit. Or, like, I'd be in, like,
Did you ever beat them up?
I tried. Dude, I knew I wasn't a gangster when I went after this kid.
Yeah. Shaka.
The way I
Sorry. Thanks for letting me know. I confused you with
Did my frame throw you off?
Hardcore gang member.
But I knew I wasn't gangster at all when kid robbed me of an eighth. I tried to catch him, I think, for 3 days. Almost did twice, and then was like, I don't have time for this. It just went about my life. Like, I literally
over what, $12? Yeah. You know, but I get it. It's the principle. You know,
it was at the time because I was like, nobody can.
It is. Yeah. Someone ever took $10 from me, I would flip. I would do something about it if it was like that.
I did, where to the point where he like was like scared, but I was like, dude, I don't have time to find him. And then I'm like, I'm gonna assault him. I'm like, I have to fucking like beat this kid up. I was just like, I don't want to. I was like, I just don't want to do that. I was like, what if he calls the cops and there's DNA evidence of my knuckles split? It's like, I just gave up. And nothing came of it. So he's dead. Like, no disrespect. He just died in
heroin?
No, like car accident. But
karma's a bitch.
The universe takes care of me, dude.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
I tried telling me, you feel that way? Like, I've seldom taken revenge on people, like, and been like, fuck you, because when I
the karma stuff's real. It'll come around,
dude. I've literally sat back and been like, the people who have wronged me, I've just watched and I wait, and they're all in like worse places than I am. And like, I mean, like physically, like they have. I know a kid who's wronged me horribly. He has cancer now. It's bad. I feel bad for him now.
Well, you got to think, like, when people. Like the guy who stole weed from you, you're probably not the first person he's stolen from or the last person. It's just regular behavior.
Yeah.
So I think you got to let the energy take care of it and stuff. I believe in that. It's just you're lucky though if you get to watch it and enjoy it. That's the good part, because clearly certain people will suffer and you won't know. Which like you gotta take peace and not
caring.
I don't even know if caring's the right word. You got in not seeing it, but then you gotta like. Yeah, that's a tough part, because there's some people, there's, similar situations, you know what I mean, where I'm like, people deserve to get something, but I'm like, I got to remember, if it hasn't happened already, it will happen. And
it does feel good to revel in someone you don't like's pain. I'm not
well, it's not about, I don't even think it's about that. It's just about when it happens, like when people get what they deserve. That's what I think. But the hardest part about that is when you have to think about, like, you got to remember, like, okay, I don't want anything.
Right.
I don't want bad things to happen to this person, but when it does happen, like, they deserve it. That's the tough part, because you could wake up it'll keep you up at night.
Yeah.
You'll lose sleep.
Dude, I used to, because the kid I was referring to, I used to lose sleep being like, I hope this motherfucker dies. Like, I hope he has a bad day and shit. And it's like, it's not helping me to think that way at all. It also,
no. You're doing yourself a disservice.
I was about to say, and it also, like, you're not being a good... wishing harm on somebody is not good. Like, I've done it.
No.
It's not a good thing. It's not a good feeling to have, even though it can be justified. It's like, dude, that's wasted energy. If you're ever feeling hate, I've learned it's really hard, but in that moment, if you can recognize you're going through those feelings, just try to think about anything else, just anything more positive, and just focus.
Because most of the time it doesn't. Most of the time it doesn't really affect you that much. Like when you think about it, like you're angry about something, it doesn't fuck up your day. It shouldn't fuck up your job or your career or how you keep the lights on. So
man, I have major like I can't when I'm angry. Do
you meditate? You should try it.
I'm going to. I'm getting better. I'm better at just recognizing when I'm getting angry, which used to be a problem because I wouldn't even realize. It's not even realize. It's just you get angry and then you're angry. And then later on you're like, I don't even know what I was angry about. Or you're like, this is retarded. And what I'm getting better at is when it starts to build going, yo, this is retarded. Chill, chill, chill. And then just completely like calming down. Breathing helps.
Yeah, that's the best.
I should. I'm looking into meditating though. The problem with I meditate when I can't sleep. Like I go in my head and I'm like, I clench. If you meditate, you know what it's like. Like you know how it is to not think.
Yeah.
It takes a minute because you literally have to like train your brain to be like, don't do it, don't do it. And then while you're doing that, you're like, wait, you can't even think like this. And then
you just got it. It doesn't matter.
It hurts.
It doesn't matter.
It really because like you're like nothing, and then you're like, don't think of the word nothing, don't think about that, and then it can't.
No, you eliminate that.
Yeah,
it'll
eventually when you do eliminate that, you get lost, and I fall asleep.
I bought a couch the other day.
Yeah,
I bought a couch.
I saw your story. Yeah, you were very happy.
Yeah, I was fucking pumped, dude. You know what I mean? I don't know why I didn't get a fucking couch 3 years ago or however long I've been living in my house, but I want a couch so I can just lay down on it. My bed sucks. I'm gonna get a good bed, but I was like, I want a good couch that's long, and my feet and my head can not touch the tops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so I could lay down and breathe. I don't know, I got it like fucking 4 days ago or something, and it's the best feeling in the world to just lay down flat and just breathe, dude.
Yeah.
On leather.
This couch, almost everything in our apartment is furnished. So
What's that mean?
Like it came like this.
Oh,
This was already here, I'm pretty sure. And this is not the most comfortable couch. It's decent for what we're doing.
It ain't that bad.
Laying on it, dude.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Dude, I've woken up and I felt like a zombie. Like I've walked.
Yeah. No, I don't want that.
Dude. And I do it all the time, dude, because I smoke and then I'm watching like fucking, Family Guy or some shit, and I just pass out. Just knocked out.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me pause really quick.
Do your thing.
Just make sure it's going. It is going. Okay. Oh. Anyway, dude. The Wire.
Yeah.
The Wire, dude. How many times have you rewatched it?
Like rewatched
Everyone
it
knows
front
that.
to back a few times, but I'm mostly just like I'll throw on episodes because
Yeah?
I've seen them all so much. I mean, I'm watching the 4th season right now.
It's the best. My favorite, personally.
It might be mine too. I started it like a week ago and maybe 2 weeks ago. I haven't been home too much, but I didn't watch the previous 3 seasons. I just kind of started there.
There's a scene in season 4, and I can never find it on YouTube for some reason, but it's one when it's the teachers are talking to the kids in class, and one of the kids, it's a boy, he just spazzes on her. She's like, don't talk to me like that. He goes, fuck you, you fucking stupid ass bitch. He says something like that. And the way I went to, I know it's Connecticut, but where I lived in Middletown, very, very diverse. Kids would spaz on teachers like that all the time. It brought me back, like when I was like, I like perked up, where I was like happy because it used to make me laugh so hard when they would do it in class.
Yeah,
like I would never, because my parents were teachers, so I had like a fear of like them telling on me to my parents.
Was your parents your teachers?
No, never. They never wanted me to be their students or in their schools because they knew how it was because they knew teachers who had kids in school, and it was always weird. And they always said they even said I would have to be harder on you. And
it'd be a fucking mess.
Yeah, so I never did that. But dude, that scene always makes me laugh, and that whole season is great just because I never had uniforms or anything, but I remember just like being a kid, like walking around with your boys and getting into shit. And again, nothing like they got into. They would threw piss at each other and tried to fuck with the cop.
Yeah,
the evil cop.
Oh yeah, the black dude.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit.
He breaks
the kid's hand.
Dude, that scene. I was
he
like,
knew he stole the car.
I was like, God damn, him stealing the car. Oh, it's such a good season, dude.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, I like The Wire a lot. I love all those TV shows. I enjoy. I like reckless fucking shit, you know?
Gangster shit, dude.
Yeah, cool stuff, police shit, you know? I think my favorite character might be McNulty, though. He's a cop.
Degenerate, dude.
Yeah. The way he behaves is like, I like that a lot, you know? The 4th season, though, he's like actually behaving, though.
Yeah.
He's like on the street. He's like, he's not being an asshole.
Yeah.
But when he is like, when he like can't control himself and he clearly has issues about authority and stuff, that's when I'm like, this guy's my absolute favorite. Having sex with waitresses, crashing his car shit faced like multiple times, dude. Drinking on the job, like that's like my favorite character.
My favorite McNulty scene is when he's banging the girl in the alleyway and the cops pull up on him and he just puts the badge on the car and he keeps banging and they drive off.
Yeah, that's pretty
I was like, hell yeah, brother.
That's the point of being a cop, dude. That's the point of being a fucking cop.
Dude, him and Bunk drinking too is
Legends.
like that's when they're drinking together, dude. You're like, hell yeah! Like I don't even drink that much, dude, and I'm like, these are the nights.
Well,
dude.
to drink like that, it's like they like go at it. They're not just like, oh, let's have a beer after work. They're like drinking a bottle of Jameson
at railroad tracks.
They
drove
in front
there.
of a river. Yeah,
Bunk burning all his clothes as he's cheating on his wife.
They finish a bottle of beer, a bottle of booze, and they smash it off the ground. It's like, yeah, you guys are so cool.
Yeah,
they are.
They rule.
They're so cool. The other night I was watching the Celtics, and they showed Al Horford's father in one of the players on the Celtics, and he was sitting with Marlo Stanfield, dude. It was so sick.
With the guy who played Marlo Stanfield?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Jamie Hector, I think his name is. They showed it on TV. It said Al Horford's dad, and Marlo was right next to him, bro. I screamed in the house, bro.
If I saw any of those actors, I would actually probably go up to them.
Saw
and be
Marlo.
like, I loved you, dude.
I saw Marlo on the train one time. I didn't go up to him, but you know what's a shame? I'm not ashamed, but we went to the same acting school, Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute. He was there at a different time, but like there was he was there one time when I wasn't at school, and I was pissed. I was like, bro, I would love. They had there's a cool picture of him in the hallway. Like they just had all like random students, and like there's a picture of him doing Shakespeare, and I'm like, dude, that's so crazy. It's obviously before he did The Wire, but I was like, whoa, that's fucking.
Sick,
no one would even, unless you knew The Wire or knew him as an actor, like. There's like hundreds of pictures there, and I'm just like, oh, that's fucking Marlo.
Dude, he, like, out of most I've talked about this with a lot of people where I first watched the show, I hated Marlo.
Too.
I hated him. I was
too.
fuck him, I'm Avon all the way. Still love Avon.
I wanted Omar to take him out.
Me too, dude. When I first watched the show, I was not happy with how Marlo's thing wrapped up. I was like, he should have died. Something. He always wins. Like, it's always
yeah.
Then, but now when I rewatch it, I'm like, yo, he's the best villain.
He
of
is
all
great.
time.
He is pretty great.
One of them.
He's pretty great.
So and he's like he's literally like a lizard, dude. He's like a cold-blooded. Doesn't give a fuck about anything.
No emotion.
No emotions, dude. All he cares about is money. The whole show.
Yeah.
They never show him care about.
Never laughing. Yeah.
Never. They show him have sex and it's weird.
Yeah, I know.
Throws the condom out the window so like dismissive.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, even when he's talking to the chick, he's like, "Who you here with?" She's like, "Nobody." He's like, "Cool." Like it's like not even like, "What do you like?"
He was cold, bro. He was cold.
He's like, "I like the way you look. Meet me in my car." Fuck you.
He was cold. He was mad cold.
Yeah, no, I loved him, dude. He's great.
Yeah.
Great. Him and Chris, dude, were like, they really showed you like, oh, here's, Avon and Stringer. It's like one's a gangster, but he's kind of like, not a loudmouth might be the wrong word, but like he's like maybe a tad flamboyant about it, and then Stringer's way too much like, we got to be a business.
I hated Stringer, dude.
Yeah.
That was probably the most satisfied I ever was in that show when he got fucking smoked, dude.
A great death.
I wish they just showed it more. I mean, I know he got shot like 100 times, but like I wish I was like, I hated him so much in that show, dude.
It's a great death, like out of all TV shows.
I would go mental when he would like act smarter than everybody about like because he's doing macroeconomics class and stuff. I would fucking go. Like, that was one of the most satisfying television things because I watched it, not in real time, but I don't know, 7-8 years after it ended. I was, like, cheering like a fucking, like, a patron. Like, I was going mental when he got what he got.
Me and my boys all, like, sat up on the couch when it was happening because we were like, no way. Like, it's actually happening.
So fucking good, dude.
And it was, like, I say, like, out of, like, television deaths, like, spectacle, that's a good one because it gives you exactly what you wanted. It's like, Everyone even if you like Stringer, you're like, this is how he should.
Yeah,
go.
bro. He was a fucking dirtball, bro. When he was fucking on D'Angelo's baby mother and
dude.
shit, and like all that, I was so happy he got
hateable.
Yeah. I was so happy he got what he got, and it was nice that Brother Mazone and Omar did it too. Like there was no fucking around.
And that's what annoyed me about Marlo, because I was like, I wanted something like that to happen to him, but it didn't.
Yeah.
But now I watch it and I'm like, oh, this all makes sense.
Yeah,
of course this wouldn't happen to him.
Yeah, and eventually Marlo will get his. You know what I mean? It's
eventually,
either going to jail. He's either ending up like Avon or he's
getting killed.
Yeah,
it has to happen.
That's the only way that works.
The way he is too. There's no other way.
Yeah.
Like he will kill.
Bro, he was with politicians and all these fancy investment people, and he beats up a drug dealer on a street corner. It's like,
he's all uncomfortable. He's like, I gotta go, and just
beats up some kid on a corner.
Some random kid.
Yeah, it's like, bro.
And he knew he could have died. Like the guy pulls a gun and he's just like,
yeah.
No problem.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he got stabbed and was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, you could tell at the end, he's like, this is me.
Yeah.
This is where I am, dude. The thing too though, like the dichotomy of those two because then you got Chris and Marlo, who are compared to like Stringer and Avon, where both of them they're very similar, but they go in opposite directions, where Marlo is way more like versed with the street and like the politics of it and how to like move money and how to operate like a fucking villain, like how to operate like always at war, it seems. Like
rules of the street.
Right. And then you got Chris, who's his second in command, who's not at all like, oh, we want to market. He doesn't give a fuck about that. It's like, let's make money, but I'll literally kill anybody who messes with us.
Yeah, Chris Potlow would have been a serial killer. Yeah. If Chris Potlow was born in like Indiana or something, he would have been like a rural serial killer.
He would have.
He just happened to be born in the ghetto, so he joined a gang and did it.
His scene when it's the first episode of season 4 when I forgot I always forget the dude's name. We talked about this that night too. It's the guy
Slim Childs.
No, it's the guy who shoots fruit. It's like some
Cuddy? Oh no.
Some random guy.
Yeah.
Lorenzo or something. I don't know. We did this. This happened.
Yeah.
He shoots fruit, and then they're like, "You shouldn't have done that." They're looking for you, and then they send word that the girl Patrice he was trying to hook up with is like looking for him, and she wants to meet him at the park. And he goes to meet her, but it's Snoop.
Yeah.
And like Snoop like reveals herself out of the darkness, and he turns to run, and Chris is just standing there with his gun, and the guy goes, "Chris, dude, I didn't mean." And then Chris goes, "Yeah," and he like itches himself with his gun and goes, "Yeah, that's real good."
Yeah.
And then that's all you see,
I know.
and you're like, "Damn, bro."
I know. Yeah.
You're fucked.
Serial killer.
You're fucked. Or when he beats the guy to death. That's a
Michael's dad. Oh, not his dad. The
child molester.
Whatever the kid's name's dad was. Bug's dad. Yeah.
That was fucked up too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he would have been a lunatic. It doesn't matter. That guy wasn't really a product of his environment at all. Like that was not the case. Like he was gonna be a lunatic, ice cold serial killer no matter. Because it's like these weren't like gangbangers just smoking motherfuckers on the street. Like they were like enjoying killing people. Putting them in these abandoned houses and like they loved it.
Yeah, you can tell too the way they direct it. Like they're very casual about it, and they joke. Like they joke about like, oh, you fell funny, or like, oh,
or even Snoop which may be the best scene of the show. Snoop buying the fucking nail gun. Maybe the best scene in. I mean, I could watch that scene 1,000 times over and over. That guy who works at Home Depot kills it. By the way,
you earn that bug like a motherfucker.
Yeah. but like they love like the whole process of killing people and locking them up and doing that shit.
They love it so much they went and got something to help them.
Talking about recoil and all this shit, you know?
Yeah. And she goes, yeah. And then
so good.
He goes, she say you could probably like beam a motherfucker. She says you could shoot someone with it if you really tried. Like that is a great scene. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
I love that. That's a good show, dude. It's the best. I tell anyone, I'm like, if you like cop shows, like
cop or crime shows, it's like it has.
That's what I say too. I'll tell you. Finish what you're saying.
It just has everything in it. It hits every angle.
It's also got that because people love Game of Thrones, and I go, this is like Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones in the aspect of you're watching the show and you're like, I love this character.
Yeah. There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty to nobody from the show whatsoever.
No, dude.
It's probably only the real show. Like Game of Thrones and that are like the only shows that weren't afraid to like really do that. Like, and it's crazy because like Game of Thrones was, and I love Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is one of my favorite TV shows ever. Like, I know it had a lousy
hate the ending.
Yes, me too. But it was for 7 years or whatever
amazing.
it was. It was one of the best television shows ever. That's a fact. It's up there with.
It was.
I wouldn't. Me personally, I don't think it's as good as The Wire. I don't think it's as good as The Sopranos, but it's right there. It's fucking right there.
If you do top 10 dramas, whatever shows about, it's
easily
there. I'd say top. You could argue top 5.
Yeah, it's high.
And the ending is the only. That's the problem with Game of Thrones. That final season is a bad one.
But nevertheless, like.
Especially if you do like first 3, you're like, dude, this is
incredible.
So
but
good.
Game of Thrones was like a cultural phenomenon.
Yep.
Everyone and their fucking mother was watching it, and it was delivering on top of that.
Yep.
Like, it was the biggest deal on Sunday nights when Game of Thrones came on, and then it was,
watch parties, dude.
You had to watch it because immediately after everyone was talking about it.
Memes, yep.
The Wire was like, the show was like fighting getting canceled the entire, and it's like, how in the fuck? Now, like, again, I wasn't watching The Wire in 2002.
I couldn't,
but it's like,
HBO. I was a child.
I was like, you look back on it, like, how was that show on TV? And like, that it wasn't like, now I know the internet wasn't as prevalent as it was with entertainment and stuff, but like, I mean, I remember the first time I watched The Wire, like the first couple episodes, I was like, immediately I was like, this is the craziest show I've ever watched in my life.
You're entrenched.
And you talked about, you said something didn't hold up or whatever. Transformers or whatever. You talk about a television show that holds up. I mean, I'm watching The Wire right now in 2024, and it is still as good. Yeah, now the fashion and maybe the music and shit, but like,
it's a time capsule for that.
Yeah,
that's what
100%,
it is.
100%.
It's also the way they talk, very realistic. It's one of those shows. Like, I'm not saying all shows don't. Like, I'm not saying when black people talk in shows they have to use slang and everything, because they don't. But this show. It's one of those shows where you're like, oh, this is exactly how they talk.
Yeah, they
like
nailed
in this
talking
in this
like
setting.
In the
exactly.
Too.
That's what I mean.
Gump ass when Kanad called fucking Mike, not Michael, fucking. What's the kid's name with the fucking big ponytail? Naaman. Gump ass motherfucker when he took his brick. I was like, yeah, like they talk like people from Baltimore.
Yeah, man. Or just when the kids, dude, season 4 again, dude, the kids talking, you're like, this is how youth talk. Like, I hate in shows when kids are talking and they don't swear. I'm like, dude.
I know. Yeah,
I was with my boys, dude.
100%. Yeah.
So much, and because we were figuring it out, so it was bad too. It was like,
you watch these shows now, and it's like there'll be like 5 kids. They're all like at least 6, 15, 14, whatever. Whenever you see kids in TV shows now, and they're all like the smartest. And I get it, it's just a TV show, but it's like they're all smart and so well versed. I'm like, bro, when I was 15, I was fucking like looking for ways to get beers and breaking bottles and like fucking harassing people on the street.
Yeah, dude. I was about to say nobody.
I would terrorize neighborhoods at that age. I would straight up terrorize neighborhoods.
Smash, ding dong ditching, egging, all that stuff. Yeah, being a nuisance, dude.
Yeah.
I hate now when they have a group of kids and one of them is like socially conscious of the world.
They all are. Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude. Well, though, in like a movie when it's like 3 of them are having fun and then one of them's like, you can't say that. It's like, dude, shut up.
Oh, the best, dude. Euphoria, which is a show I love. Euphoria is one of the best at this. Where Euphoria, the kids are out of control, right?
Yeah.
But like, there's a scene in Euphoria where a girl's passed out in the bathroom, shit-faced in a bathtub. They don't know she's there. And one of the other characters calls something fucking retarded. And another character corrects her on why she shouldn't say retarded. It's like, you guys have been sniffing fucking ecstasy,
dude,
having sex with adults, like doing everything. And I go, you're going to say something about a kid saying retarded?
I know.
It's like, what? And it's like, but now I'm not like... It's like I get it where it's like, there's some fucking retards out there who think like that. You know what I mean? But which is like, you want to have that person as a character, but it's like the message it was sending, I felt like I was like, this is wild.
I agree, dude.
Did you watch Euphoria?
Yeah, I loved it.
It was such a good show.
I love it, but I also think it is highly overrated, and I think
it's not like an all-time show.
No.
It's not an all-time show by any means, but it was a good show.
It is
a shame the way like they can't wrap it up and stuff.
I know. Get a grip, dude.
It's been like 3 years now, 2 years.
And well, did you ever watch Skins?
No, what was that?
Skins is British Euphoria. It came out like a decade earlier. It's very similar.
Yeah,
honestly. Like,
someone I think told me
same
about that.
tone, but what they did when they would do season after season, then every season they would switch a completely new cast with some references to old, like same school or whatever.
Yeah.
But they did 3 seasons of that, completely different kids. Then they did a whole, like, another season where they showed 3 characters from the show like now. So I think they should just do that, where it's like we're doing Euphoria, but they're adults.
They're gonna have to do something. I mean, you had what's the kid's name? Angus Hamilton.
He's dead.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Fezco. But it's like even like Maddie and shit. Like, bro, Maddie's older than I am.
Yeah.
She's like 34 years old. It's like
Nate, dude, the Nate dude. It's like his jaw.
Yeah.
is just getting bigger and bigger, dude.
Yeah, they probably should do something. You're right. They probably. I just hope they do. I mean, it's just such a shame because that show, like Zendaya, is like amazing in that show. Like, you know,
you like Zendaya?
Oh, in that show, she was incredible.
That
bro.
one episode
with
I
her
liked
mom.
Her. Yeah.
Oh,
she's
my
freaking
God,
out,
bro. That was
fiending.
some of the most intense television I've ever watched. One of my friends was really bad into drugs for a while, and I remember she saw that episode before me, and I remember she called me. She was crying her eyes out.
A bunch of people I know.
She's like, "This is so real. This is so real. I've never done heroin, never smoked crack,
yeah.
bro." I watched that episode. I'm like, I gotta go for a walk, dude.
My
that
friend,
was wild.
Shout out Taylor Burton. She's my best friend. She's a girl. She has trouble like watching that show because she's been through.
God, dude.
Sorry, I didn't mean to use her full. She's cool. She's been on the pod.
She's an absolute drug addict, and she's ruined her life.
No, she said she had a problem watching the show specifically with those scenes because it's very realistic.
It was hard for me to watch that. I was like, God damn, bro. I was like, that was so... Because that episode specifically had no break in it whatsoever.
Yeah, I liked it. That's one of my favorite episodes.
That's why it was crazy.
She
was
gets hit by the cars. Yeah.
It was 60 minutes of just like, what the fuck, dude? Great show. I mean... The mom in that show, her mom was an incredible actress as well, dude. Zendaya's mom.
I just like the
her
bad
sister.
Dude. I like the bad kid, dude. The Nate. He's the best character, man. He has the coolest arc.
Yeah.
Coolest. Anytime he's on screen, you're like, hell yeah.
I'm not surprised you like that show, just because I feel like we have similar taste in television and entertainment. But when I would tell people of our age, like how good of a show that was. Oh, you're a fucking homo. What are you watching that?
Nah,
I'm like,
man,
you have no idea what you're missing.
Yeah,
like this show is like, you take it for what it is. First off, and secondly, it's like this show was fucking awesome.
Well,
dude.
Dude, if you ever did any of that, you relate. Like the parties in that show, I'd watch them and be like, dude. I'm there. Like they still do this good. Like, not getting too fucked up, but like. You know, I loved a house party as a kid, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so much fun.
House party still rules,
So, yeah, I know. I haven't been to one in a long time.
I went to one a couple weeks ago. So fucking fun, dude.
I'd love to go back.
Yeah,
dude.
house parties.
Take me.
That's one good thing about New York, though. A lot of people have house parties and roof parties. And
shit, I've been to those. That's different. I meant like you go to someone's house and it's like every room. There's like smoking, drinking,
having sex.
Having sex. There's beer, all that shit. There's like a patio.
Yeah.
There's a fire. It's like full on.
Oh, I loved house parties back in the day, dude.
Man.
I fucking loved it.
Good times.
I love
What the fucking thing? Did you? I meant to ask you this too because we talked briefly last time I saw you. Did you end up ever watching Boardwalk Empire?
No, still haven't got around to
it. Dude, get into it.
I know I have to.
Next time we come on the pod, hopefully you've watched it. We can talk the whole time.
Yeah,
about that.
I know I got it. That might be the next thing I watch.
Do it, dude.
It might
do
be.
it. Unfortunately, we're at an hour and we got stuff to do.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Ryan, tell the fans.
Ryan O'Toole podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, I'm on there right now. When's this coming out?
This week or in a few days.
Okay, listen, NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs, everything sports really, and then I just bullshit about my fucking life, and then just follow me on Instagram, ITS Ryan O'Toole. It'll be in the description or whatever of this fucking video.
It will.
Peace out. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. Thank you. And guys, you already know, follow me at Silly Sally on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. Write a review on iTunes. I'd appreciate that. And yeah, guys, just check it out. I will be on the road here and there, so just go to my Instagram and check it out there for that. And I have nothing super cool to announce just yet, but soon. Oh yeah, guys, sorry it's been so long with the pod. If you listen this long into it, I apologize for taking weeks off. It's just a lot of scheduling issues, and yeah, just it's been weird. But we're back, and it should be regular from here on out. I wasn't ever quitting. It's been weird. And I'm starting also, guys, check out my other podcast I've started with Joe Gorman. It's called Super Selly Joes. We're going to be releasing episodes on this channel and his channel, and hopefully we'll eventually make our own, and then you guys can just come there if you'd like. Please check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, see you, nerds.